This is the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time in a land far away, lived a beautiful girl named Cinderella. Her mother had passed away long ago, and her father raised her alone. One day, her father decided to marry again. He chose a woman with 2 daughters who were about the same age as Cinderella. From the start, Cinderella's stepmother disliked her deeply. Her stepsisters were jealous of her beauty and kindness. Cinderella was so pretty that the girls hated her. One day Cinderella's father left on a trip. He wanted his family to visit the king's ball when he returned. But secretly, her stepmother had evil plans. "Cinderella, while I'm gone, you will clean the house and cook us food. If you finish early, you can attend the ball." "But why can't I just stay home?" "Nonsense. Your father and I want you there." "Oh, all right." After her father left, Cinderella's stepmother immediately told her stepdaughters, "Clean the house and let's get ready for the ball." "Cinderella, you are staying home tonight." Cinderella did all the housework. Her stepsisters put on fancy dresses and went shopping. Cinderella stayed home alone, eating cold dinner scraps. At the table, her stepsisters yelled at her, "Eat your leftovers quickly. We don't want you bothering us." They sneered at Cinderella and left. Cinderella sighed sadly and headed to bed early. All alone in the house, she dreamed of going to the ball. One day, Cinderella was cleaning the oven when her stepsisters came back in. "It stinks in here." "Clean it before we go to the ball," they said. All right. Cinderella scrubbed the oven until it sparkled. Just then, her stepmother entered the kitchen. Clean it was, but not polished enough. "And what's this dirty oven door?" She pointed to Cinderella with her finger. "Go clean the chimney. Let's see if you can make that shine." Cinderella climbed through the chimney to clean it. Soot covered her dress. She coughed and sneezed from all the smoke. Finally, she crawled back out, covered in soot. Just then, her stepsisters entered. "Look what you did to yourself. Clean up, and come clean our shoes." Cinderella sat down to clean their shoes when suddenly her fairy godmother appeared. She waved her magic wand and poof, Cinderella's rags disappeared. Her new dress sparkled blue. Her slippers matched the color of the sky. She gasped and fell to her knees. "Thank you, fairy godmother, but how can I go to the ball? I need wheels to get there." "No problem." Poof! The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and created 4 horses. Cinderella squealed and petted them. "And where's the carriage?" "Right here." Poof! The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage. Cinderella beamed and climbed in. "To the ball," she called to the horses. As they pulled her to the ball, Cinderella thanked her fairy godmother over and over. "But please, hurry home before midnight, because once the spell ends, everything will change back." "Got it, fairy godmother." Cinderella rode off to the palace. At the ball, handsome princes and dashing dukes asked Cinderella to dance. She twirled and laughed as she danced with them. The queen approached Cinderella. "My son, the prince, has never seen a girl more beautiful than you. Will you marry him?" "Ew, I think I'll say no." "What?" Yes, of course. I will marry him." Cinderella smiled. Everyone cheered and celebrated. Cinderella danced with the prince. She loved his kind eyes and gentle touch. They danced together beautifully. But before Cinderella knew it, the clock began ringing midnight. Remembering the fairy godmother's warning, she said goodbye to the prince and hurried to the carriage. She was so happy to have met such a nice guy, but she had to leave in a hurry. Cinderella ran down the stairs. She dropped one of her golden slippers. The prince noticed this and shouted, "Wait!" But Cinderella kept on running. She raced into the carriage. Just as the clock tower bell rang midnight, the spell broke. Cinderella changed back into her rags. The prince found the golden shoe in the grass. He picked it up and exclaimed, "We must find the girl this shoe belongs to." The next day, the king ordered the shoe to be taken to every house in the kingdom. "Try the shoe on. If it fits, you will marry my son." The prince looked forward to meeting his perfect princess. At Cinderella's house, the stepmother put the shoe on the older stepsister. It was too small. It didn't fit at all. Then the shoe was placed on the younger stepsister's foot. It was too tight. It also did not fit. The sisters felt embarrassed and upset. Next, Cinderella appeared at the door. She asked politely, "Can I try the shoe?" "Please." "No way," said the stepmother. "Why should you get to try it? The shoe doesn't belong to you." "But it looks like it might fit her." "Stepmother," said the guard, "everyone should get a chance." "Fine, but don't expect it to fit." Cinderella slipped her foot into the shoe. It fit perfectly. Everyone in the room was stunned in silence. "Do you own the shoe?" asked the guard. Cinderella nodded happily. "Yes, I do." They took her to the prince at the palace. The prince looked deep into Cinderella's eyes. He recognized her at once. "I knew it was you. You came to the ball, didn't you?" Cinderella blushed and nodded. The prince and Cinderella fell in love at first sight. They talked for hours, dancing and playing games. When it was time for Cinderella to leave, the prince held her hand. "I really like you, Cinderella. Will you marry me?" "Oh, yes," she answered, smiling. They were married 3 days later. At the wedding, Cinderella's stepsisters watched proudly. They wore ugly disguises so Cinderella wouldn't recognize them. When the ceremony ended, the prince and Cinderella drove to their castle in a golden carriage. Inside, Cinderella found her four mice waiting for her. They had become her loyal guards. They protected her as she walked through the halls of the castle. Cinderella missed her fairy godmother. She wondered if her fairy godmother was proud of her. Suddenly, Cinderella heard footsteps behind her. She turned around and saw the fairy godmother standing there. "Fairy godmother," she shouted. She hugged her fairy godmother tightly. "Of course I'm proud of you, dear. You found your prince, and you were brave, kind, and true." Cinderella squeezed her fairy godmother's hand. "Thank you for believing in me. It was my pleasure. Now go enjoy being a princess." Cinderella smiled and hugged her fairy godmother again. From that day on, Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. She always wore red lipstick, but one day she lost it. She searched everywhere, but it was nowhere to be found. Suddenly, a frog hopped closer. "I know where your lipstick is." "Really? Where?" The frog pointed her nose to a nearby bush. The princess walked over and found her lipstick. "Thank you," she said. "Now I can get ready for the ball." "No problem," croaked the frog. "But first, may I ask for a favor?" "Sure. What is it?" "Will you please kiss me?" "Ew, are you crazy? Kissing frogs is disgusting." "But I'm not just any frog. I'm a princess who was cursed by an evil witch. If you kiss me, I will break the curse and become a beautiful princess." "Really? Yes, really." The princess hesitated, but then leaned over and kissed the frog. Suddenly, the frog changed into a beautiful princess. "Thank you for breaking my curse. How can I ever repay you?" Maybe you can help me find my ring. I lost it somewhere around here." "Of course. I will help you find your ring." Together, they looked for the lost ring. The princess helped the other princess find her ring. "Thank you for your help. Now I must get ready for the ball." "Okay, have fun at the ball." The two princesses went to the ball together.